All right, hello everybody. It's 11 in the morning. I'm sitting in my parents' driveway. I'm gearing up to go ahead and head back out into the woods and back to work tomorrow morning. I feel pretty good today. Yesterday I wasn't feeling very good at all. I was really tired, and last night my body just went into hibernation and I slept for like 11 hours. Extraordinarily rare for me to sleep more than 6 or 7 hours a night, but last night, yeah, my body just turned off for a bit, which I probably needed the rest anyway. I'm feeling pretty good today. So anyways, I'm making this video as a response to myself. The other day I posted some found footage that I ran into on an old hard drive I have, and it was me in 2013. It was either late February or early March. It was right after my birthday, and I kind of rambled on about why I moved into a van, what I think about van dwelling, what my goals were for living in a van. And well, it's 2018 now, and here's my response to myself. Dear me 2013, everything's going to turn out okay. You're in debt up to your eyeballs. You're going to end up paying off all your revolving credit debt, and you're going to tear up all your credit cards except for your American Express, and you're going to be plumb happy with that. Your university debt, you started out at $60,000 in the hole. I am just shy of $10,000, so you're going to pay majority of it by the time you became me, or would become me. And it's going to be about another year or so, and I'll have that out of the way, and I can actually start looking for property, because we have been saving money, or you have been, and I've been saving money here, slowly over the past 6 years to make a down payment on a house, or a couple acres of land up in the mountains, and that's where we're headed. What else has changed? That's right, that white Dodge van that you started out in. I do remember that first night out living in the van, and it was raining and it was miserable, and the alternator went out first, and then as the battery was dying, the brakes went out, and we ended up in that dirt parking lot, if you don't remember, and it was muddy and it was miserable, and I walked, or you walked, to that Napa Auto Parts a couple blocks away. Thank goodness it was that close. And you had to order the alternator, but they had the brake parts in stock, so you spent the night in that parking lot covered in mud. It was miserable. You were just soaking wet. But the next day, the parts came in, and you were able to extricate yourself from that pretty crappy situation. So I do remember that. Oh, and I do remember also when the water pump exploded. Remember that? That was a couple months later. And the shaft broke off, and the fan went flying and did some damage to the fan shroud. But you got yourself out of that one too. And luckily that happened in the employee parking lot. So you were right there, and they let you spend the night there that night because you didn't have a functioning water pump. So yeah, I remember that too. You will end up living in that van for a couple years, and that whole notion of you only having to do this for a year or two, yeah, just forget about it. You're going to be at it for a number of years, beyond 2. What else? You're going to end up traveling in that van all over, up and down the west coast in the United States, and you're going to have a ball, and you're going to love every single minute of it. After that water pump explosion, that van is going to be rock solid and reliable after that. But so, you have a lot to look forward to, me 2013. You're going to end up upgrading to a 19-foot Class B Ford with the 24-inch high top and all the bells and whistles. This is fully self-contained. Now, last I checked, me 2013, you and I are still 6'2", and I can stand up fully straight in this van, and I completely love it. I don't regret a single minute of living in this van, except for one thing, which is, I know you know this, me 2013, but I forgot it when I, coming into 2018, which is read the frickin' manual. This is going to be your first Ford, so you gonna have a pretty steep learning curve on how to work on this thing. And read the freaking manual, because it's gonna save you from some embarrassment, really. Anyways, other than that, your work is going fine. From your perspective, you've been there for 5 years. From my perspective, this is my 12th. And they're going to hand you the keys to your own office. They're going to hand you your own department, and they're going to make you the head of it, which they can't really help because you're the only one in your department, so you can't help but be the head. Yeah, you're going to do good things being on the railroad. You're going to do great things. And what else? From your perspective, your parents are in their early 70s. From my perspective, they're nearly 80. They're still alive. You're going to end up taking more and more of the responsibilities for caring for them, including, stuff like their financial well-being and their health care is going to become a pain in your butt, making sure that they stick to the diet that the doctors gave you or gave them, which is kind of tough because you know how Dad loves them cheeseburgers. And he's not supposed to be eating them. And yeah, he sneaks them in, and the next thing you know, what are you doing? That's right, you're taking the needle and sticking them. So, let's see here, what else? Yeah, everything else is going good. Can't complain, me 2013. You're stressed out, I remember that, and not generally having a good time. But I do remember that night I made that video. It was pouring rain, I do remember that. And I was in the white van, and I was sitting here. I just completed the interior finally. I just kind of stuffed stuff in there and didn't really bolt anything down for the first month or so, but I slowly kind of built the interior. And I remember at that time I hadn't figured out how to control condensation in the van, and I remember the next morning, because I was running the little room heater in here, water dripping off the ceiling onto my head. From all the condensation, and it's going to take a while for you to figure out how to control that. Big secret, I figured this out, or you're going to figure this out, a dehumidifier. Best purchase ever for any van dweller who lives in a wet climate. But anyways, that's my response to you, me 2013. You're going to be fine, I'm doing fine, and hope everybody else who's watching this video is doing okay. Stay safe, stay out of trouble, and life is too short. Enjoy it.